to refer you to it, you can self-refer. So that means if you have a question or you're not sure if your child is meeting those milestones, you can give the CDC a call, talk out those concerns you have with one of our therapists or clinicians, and then they can help you decide if maybe you need to put a referral in, or maybe everything's just going good, and some tips to maybe watch on or to help support you with the development of your child. The non-therapy programs we have at the center also include VICAN, which does the assessments for autism, FAS, and complex behavioral disorders. Those do need a referral from a pediatrician. We also have a preschool. Unfortunately, that is one program that is closed, but we're hoping by September to have it back up and opened up. And then there's my department, the Family Resource Navigator, where we help with connecting families with resources and supports and all the rest of these great organizations that are here with you today, and many more. We also help with navigating education or healthcare systems, funding, and at times to help you learn how to advocate for your child. We have a community play group, though right now it is virtual. In the past, we have it on site, and it's a wonderful place to come and get to meet other families. Right now, we're doing it virtual, which is a lot of fun. It just looks different because, of course, with COVID, we're having to stay to a virtual screen. And talk a little bit more about that in a minute. We also do knowledge sessions. We have a mandate within our center to enhance the education and awareness within our community, both for professionals and for family members. And then we do peer-to-peer, excuse me, peer-to-peer groups. These used to be happened at the center in the evening with childcare support there. Right now, of course, with COVID, we just have one group running, and that's the ADHD parent group. So this is our community play group that's running virtual. It's a lot of fun. We do for 30 minutes, interactive songs, movement, games, story time, and then we have different themes that are going on, and we support those themes on our Nanaimo community play group page. You do need to join the Facebook page in order to get the Zoom link, and that's there in order to help us make sure that it stays a safe place for families to attend. It's open to anybody. You can drop in anytime, and they run right now. They are running on Monday mornings from 10:30 to 11 and Thursday mornings from 10:30 to 11. This is me, and it just explains a little bit more about what we do in our program. And then this is our education webinar page that we have, where we have many different education sessions going. In the past, you can see we've had like guest speakers like Vanessa Lapointe, who's come and talked about us to parents and families on anxiety. We've had childcare come and talk. We just had a 5-week seminar on ADHD. We have different topics and different things that are running all the time, and it's based a lot on the calls and the resources that families are asking for, and we look for ways that we can help fill that gap. And this is how one of the ways that we try to do it is through some education, and they're all free. So most importantly, ways you can connect with us and stay connected with us. We do have a YouTube channel which has many different videos on the services and supports that we do. Our Facebook page for the Child Development Center. And then we have a separate page for our play group, which also connects you with other families in the community. And we share out different resources and announcements on that page as well. And then we have our Making Connections Facebook page, where you can stay up on all of the educational opportunities that might be coming. So I thank you for all being here today. Do check out the websites or the Facebook pages to keep up. And if you have any questions, remember we are a self-referral organization, and you can even phone me and just ask questions, and I can help make referrals if that's what you would like to have done, or to connect you with other resources in the community. So thank you very much, and I'm going to hand it over to Shayla.
Hello. Can you all hear me? My name is Shyla Stevenson, and I'm a resource worker with the Ministry of Children and Family Development. So my role is to provide the community with information about fostering, our need for fostering in our community, and then I support foster parents in their fostering journey. I'm excited to be here today and tell you all about our need for foster families in our Nanaimo and Ladysmith community. So what is foster caregiving? Foster caregiving is about opening up your home, sharing your love, nurturing, and caring for children and youth who temporarily cannot live with their own families. Fostering means helping others in your community, and it comes with immense rewards. While fostering is about taking care of an individual child or youth, it's also about helping the child and youth maintain contact with their family, community, and culture. The ultimate goal for children and youth is to be reunited with their families. In the Nanaimo and Ladysmith area, we currently have a lot of foster families who are older and have been fostering for a significant amount of time. They're getting ready to retire. So we have a great need for foster parents and foster families in our community. We need foster parents who are interested in providing full-time care, respite, and relief. So what does that mean? Full-time care means welcoming a child into your home full-time, providing them with a safe home, nourishing meals, fostering the child's well-being, and in working with their care team. Relief families welcome foster children into their home on an occasional basis, which provides the regular foster family who care for the child on a full-time basis a break away from caregiving. It could be something as simple as providing one weekend a month to that foster child. Relief families is when a foster family welcomes a child into their home on an occasional basis, but the child isn't in foster care. The child is residing at home with their guardian. And this is a support that we offer to families for a break and as a support that families may need. We currently have the greatest need for foster families to be able to foster our children and youth with special needs, teens ages 10 to 18, and sibling groups that we need to keep together. We also have a need for safe baby specialized homes. In order to foster, you do not need to be a stay-at-home parent. You do not need to own your own home, but you do have to have a space available and a separate bedroom available for the child that you may foster. Foster children range from very complex to reasonably straightforward. So we need caregivers with a variety of different skills, background, training, and cultural backgrounds. It is important to know that every one of our kids bring a unique set of rewards and challenges. So what is the process to become a foster parent? The first step is to attend one of our info sessions. Post-COVID, we would hold info sessions in our office in person monthly, but that has since changed. Right now, we are holding bi-weekly virtual info sessions put on by our Foster Parent Support Society in conjunction with MCFD. The virtual sessions are always on a Wednesday, and they're alternating in times to allow for greater flexibility. Once a month, they are held from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., and then the other session is held from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. The info sessions are just a place to come and learn more about what fostering is, what the roles are, and what type of fostering we need in our community. It's a great place to answer questions and a great place to start. So if you're interested in attending an info session, you can go to fosterhope.ca, or you can check out the Early Years webpage to get my information and contact details. I'm always happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you so much for listening to me and our need for foster parents in our community. Next, I'm going to hand it over to Julie Carter, who is from the Vancouver Island Regional Library.
Perfect. Thank you so much. All right. Yeah. So I'm going to talk a bit about what the library is doing in pandemic times. But before I do that, I did just want to mention, if any of you don't have library cards yet, library cards are completely free. You can get one as soon as you're born, so any family member can have one. And they're really good to have. They work in all 39 of our branches. So we basically have libraries all over Vancouver Island, except for Victoria is their own separate system. And that includes working in 3 libraries in Nanaimo, 1 on Gabriola, and 1 in Ladysmith. So it's a good card to have. Another little tidbit is we never have overdue charges on children's materials. So you'll never be charged for bringing them back late, because we understand families are busy and sometimes it's hard to get the books back in time. So I'm just going to share my screen. Perfect. Can everybody see that? Yep, excellent. Okay, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what the library is doing in pandemic times. So all of our branches are now open for walkthrough service. So what this means is that you're welcome to come inside with your family. You're welcome to browse all of the shelves and pick out what materials you want. You're welcome to use our computers. What has changed though is we have removed all of the seating at this time, because we really are encouraging families just to pick their books and then enjoy them at home. We're also not doing any in-person programming right now. It's all been switched to virtual. But definitely you're welcome to come down to the branches. If you do come to the branches, if you could please bring your library card with you, because we are encouraging everybody to use the self-checkout machines right now, just so that we're not touching all of your books before you take them home. Also, the hours of our branches have changed during COVID. We're not open quite as much. So please check before you come. You can either go to the Early Years website and look up our information there. You can go to our website. You can phone us. Just kind of check in before you come down to the branch. So some things that we're doing during COVID is we are handing out take and make kits. So these are free little kits that we just have out on the public floor, and families are welcome to take them. And every month we have a different kit available, and each branch gets to decide what kits they want to make available. So if you go to the Nanaimo Harbourfront branch, for instance, you might find a particular kit. And then if you come to my branch, which is Nanaimo North, you might get a completely different kit. So you can kind of collect them all if you're into that. So the images here, the one on the right is the kit we made at Nanaimo North for Valentine's Day. So it is a Love Monster paper bag puppet. So basically the kit includes everything you need to make the craft. You just need to add either glue or tape, scissors and pencils, things like that. So we made the Love Monster, and then earlier in the year we made the monster bookmarks that you can see there on the left. So kind of something fun for kids to take home and hopefully enjoy making. Now, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, we have switched to online programming during COVID. You can go to our website to see what kind of online programming we're doing. It is right on our main page. If you just scroll down to the bottom, you'll see the What's Happening section, and then you can click on See More to see kind of what's happening in the month ahead. For preschoolers and babies and younger kids, the main thing we are doing at this moment is virtual story times and baby times. And they are all in our Facebook group, which is called Storytime Corner. It is a closed Facebook group just to protect people, and also because there are copyright restrictions on using books. So everybody is welcome to join us in there. Just go to our website and then there's a link there and you can come and join us in there. We post new story times on Mondays and Fridays at 10:30, and we post new baby times on Tuesdays at 10:30. And you don't have to watch right at 10:30. It is just a video that we put on there, so you're welcome to watch later in the day, later in the month, later in the year, whenever you've got a few spare moments and want to watch a story time. And we try and keep them similar to what you would see if you came to a story time or a baby time in person in our branches. We'll be doing, you know, a book, a song, a rhyme, maybe a felt activity or a scarf activity. And there's a whole bunch of different librarians that do it. So you don't get sick of maybe seeing the same face over and over and over again, or you find a librarian that you really like the style of. So we're doing those. And then the other thing I just wanted to mention is we are doing some special spring break programs. So a lot of it is geared towards older kids, but we do have some things that the preschoolers or kindergartners, grade oneers would definitely enjoy. That includes a puppet show, which is going to be Falling for Rapunzel by Leah Wilcox, which is a really funny puppet show, really funny book. It's one of my favorites. And it's basically a fractured fairy tale version of Rapunzel. We're also doing a family film watch party, which we'll be doing with Creepy Carrots. And it's just like a 10-minute film. And then after that, we'll be all gathering on Zoom, and me and one of the other librarians will be reading another book by the same author and doing a felt activity and also a craft together. So that should be a lot of fun. And then our theme for spring break this year is we want people to laugh and have fun and be silly. So we also have laughter yoga for kids happening. And we've hired an instructor down in Victoria named Soren, who's going to come and do that session with us. And if you're interested in any of those, just check out the Early Years website or go to our website, virl.bc.ca, and you can get all the details. So that's what we have happening in the library. So thank you so much for listening. And now I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer Fowler from the Multicultural Society.
Good morning, everybody. As Julie said, thanks, Julie. I'm going to ask a question I don't expect an answer, but why isn't there laughter yoga for adults?
We've had some people wondering that. Yeah, we can all give it some laughter.
Okay. Anyways, I'm Jennifer from the Multicultural Society. I am going to share my screen as well. So here we go. And I'll start off with just a bit of an overview of our organization. I usually start off by saying that even if you're not a newcomer to Canada, you have a neighbor who might be, or a friend, or a child that your child goes to school with. So this information could be important just for you in case you know of somebody who might be a newcomer. And the way we term newcomer is anybody who's moved to Canada in the last 5 years. So even if you just got here 3 years ago or came yesterday, our programs are offered to you. And even if it's over 5 years, come in and we'll help you. So basically what we do is we, again, help people live, learn, belong, and work in Nanaimo and surrounding areas. And so we've been around for over 40 years now. Not me, I've been around for 3 years, but we really like to ensure that immigrants and diverse peoples flourish in the community. So a lot of our partnerships are with many of the organizations you see in the room today and others as well. Because we really do believe that we're not the only organization that serves newcomer families. And that's why partnerships for us are really important. And we really want to value equity, diversity, and inclusion for all people. Our programs, more importantly, you look at settlement. Settlement is a big term. It means basically everything you need in order to feel comfortable and live well here in Nanaimo. So we assist newcomers and their families. We've got school programming through the Settlement Worker in School team. We do referrals to community services, which is why I find these kind of forums really helpful as well, just so I can find out more about what's happening with other organizations. We provide services in 7 different languages. I actually think this needs to be updated to 9 now. We also do interpretation and translation services if you need them, and delivery of various other orientation and information sessions, many workshops, and anything that can help you live here. Our LINK team is about language. And so we do what's called the CLB, National Standard Canadian Language Benchmarks. And these are usually needed for your citizenship, to get into certain universities, and it's a progression through different levels of language. We offer all levels here in Nanaimo, which is unique. And these are pictures of all of our amazing instructors. We are doing this online right now, and that's definitely a theme for all of us, but we do have one class that comes into the center, and that's a class who have, well, it's a literacy class. And so they have very little to no English literacy skills at this time. So any kind of online learning is difficult for this group. And it's a small group and COVID safe, so we bring them in the center so that they can excel more in the language. Our daycare. Our daycare is on site. It's actually a child minding program. And so it is for clients who are receiving services by the organization. So if you are or know of anybody that needs these services, our daycare is there so that you can fully participate in them. Your child are in good hands with these daycare workers. But also too, what we've done is we've brought our daycare online we're open. We have a couple kids in there, but we do a Zoom room online every day, twice a day for any parents who actually want to attend. So you don't need to be a client of the Multicultural Society. You can just come and hang out with Vanya in the Zoom room with you and your kids, and you can access that, sorry, on our website, which I think Blake will post or has posted in the chat. So the Zoom room is online every day. We've also started a new tea room for parents. So this is just for you. If you have somebody who can watch your kid, if your kid's having a nap or something, it's a sharing room for parents, and you can find more information about that online as well. I believe that starts next week. And these are just pictures of kids having fun, which is always great too. Our HIPPY program is home instruction for parents of preschool youngsters. And so this is really about school preparation for the little ones and for the parents too. The Canadian school system can be sometimes, well, it actually is, as a parent myself with a child trying to go through school right now, it can be complex. And so this HIPPY program helps prepare you and your young person up to age 6 for the school program. And so they really do go under the value sort of that every parent wants the best for their child. That parents are the first and best teachers for their children, that all children can learn, and hopefully most adults too. And then home can be a really good learning environment. And so again, this program is being offered online, and our HIPPY mothers they typically go into the home, but they are entering your home via Zoom these days. And so that's the quick and dirty overview of the organization. We also have employment services, etc. But I am going to show you a video that will sort of visually give you a little bit more information. But what I'm going to do first, since Amber tells me I have more time, I am going to promote something. We're putting on this year, it's the 5th annual, it's an anti-racism arts festival. And so this is actually in partnership with an organization outside of Calgary called the Canadian Cultural Mosaic Foundation. This is the 5th year for this festival. And I call it national because it's in Vancouver. It has been in Vancouver, Winnipeg, Edmonton, and Calgary in the past. And now it's in Nanaimo in Vancouver Island. It starts on the 12th of March and it goes through to the 20th. And as you can see, there's several different activities throughout that week that you can sign up for. All are free. You've got food and learning workshops. You can learn some cooking from the Philippines, Persia, China. We've got some workshops on exploring the world of head coverings. And then we've got the history of hip hop with AJ. He's going to actually cover sort of the Black history and culture around hip hop. And he's also going to teach a bit of moves as well. We've got a sacred hand drumming making workshop. This is the only one that actually is in person. This one has a cap of 8 people because of COVID restrictions. Unfortunately, the in-person piece is full right now, but you can sign up to watch that one online just to be an observer if you like to see how a sacred hand drum is built. We also, the most important work, or sorry, the most sought after one right now. This one has 50 registrations for it. People really want to learn the language of the Snigmo. And so this is hosted by Elder Gary Manson, and you can still register for this one. This one doesn't have a cap, but it'll be pretty lively as there's about 50 people already coming to that one. We've got the evolution and revolution of African braids, which I think is really exciting. And on the 20th, which is the wrap up, there's a panel discussion on addressing racism in our community. And so I haven't finalized the panelists yet. Well, I have, but I'm waiting for one more to say yes before I tell everybody who it is. And then that evening too, there's going to be a red carpet short film screening, because I'm going to scroll all the way back here. The first event of this festival 5 years ago was actually a film festival. And so we have teams of people who are amateur filmmakers come together and they create a film in 48 hours. And it's a pretty spectacular event. When I co-hosted this when I lived in Edmonton a few years ago. And at the time, you were given a prop. And say you were given a marble. And in 48 hours, you had to create a film focused on anti-racism around that marble. And so the team got together, they took their marble and they made a film. But this year, you're going to be given a quote, and you'll have to create a film around that quote. And so I'm going to show you actually a film that was done in the past, so you have an idea of what these can look like, and anybody can enter. And so we're really encouraging more teams to come. I think we have about 13 teams registered already. There are prizes, cash prizes for first, second, and third. But at the end of the day, it's really about the dialogue, what you can create, and what you can show to the community. So I am going to show you a film here. To make sure my sound works more. So this was the winner of the Edmonton Festival, and I mentioned to you that these people were given a marble. And that was the winner actually of the Edmonton Festival. So you can see there's many different films you can see throughout the past. And just go to the site, have a look, consider entering the challenge, but come to some of the workshops, and especially come see some of these films as they're being screened on Saturday the 20th. And I have one more film I'm going to show you. Thanks, Amber, for the extra time today. I'll show you an overview of the organization, and then I will pass it on to Selma. But and Selma's from the family, oh, I'm going to get this wrong, Selma. Family Support Institute. So I'll stop the film, and then Selma will take over. Thanks, everybody.
Jennifer, are you going to start something or?
I didn't?
No.
Oh, well, thanks for saying that. I was watching the video all by myself.
I think so.
Sorry about that. Okay, I'm going to do this again.
There
we go.
Close on the time too. So.
Are we?
Yes.
Oh, they took it. Well, this is fast. There we go. Ready? Okay. Thank you. Take it away, Selma.
Saima.
Selma.
Thanks, Jennifer. Yeah, that was interesting. Good morning, everyone, and welcome again for joining us today. I am going to take you to a PowerPoint as well. So, Family Support Institute of BC, and a little bit about the supports, how they've changed during COVID. So as a regional network coordinator, I cover from Ladysmith to Port Hardy. So covering the Central and the North Vancouver Island and Powell Rivers. I also work as RP, which is the name given to volunteer parents. And I am, of course, a parent of a handsome young guy who has multiple disabilities. And I know as a parent what an important organization FSI is when it comes to support and services. So it's a province-wide non-for-profit society that's committed to supporting families who have a member with a disability. It has a broad volunteer base and all the support and services are free. So we have a peer-to-peer support model that's open for anyone if in all over BC, if you have a member with any sort of disability, whether it's physical, intellectual, including mental health, or a communicational or social. Parents don't need to have a diagnosis. So if they're waiting for an assessment, they can approach us for the support and services. We offer workshops and trainings, networking opportunities through which we can share information and pass on referrals. Then we have a number of project initiatives and publications that are based on some of the issues that parents have shared with us. So FSI has over 280 trained volunteers called RPs. That stands for Resource Parents and Resource Partners, could be siblings, aunt, uncles, or grandparents, and all of them have a family member with a disability. The network supports and connects the families by sharing their experience, expertise, and guidance. So the volunteers will connect by phone, email, and now virtually. Before it was in person. So they listen and learn from the family member what sort of unique issues they're dealing with and try to help them overcome some through the support and services and helping them navigate the system. They'll attend the meetings with you if that's what's required. So FSI remained open throughout the COVID-19 pandemic phase. Our volunteer just shifted from meeting in person to video meetings. So you can connect either by direct calling the 1-800 number or by sending an online message. On the main page, on the home page, you can access the COVID-19 resources. There's a button for join a conversation that'll take you to the events calendar. There are 3 to 4 events happening every single day. And depending upon your headspace and if a topic that interests you, you can join it via a quick click. And you can take surveys to let us know what else could be important, and that could be included in part of our ongoing event teams. FSI workshops are designed for both families and the professionals, and they are written and delivered by the families. They're diverse on topics and lengths. For the early years, the popular ones are sibling relationships, circle of friends, transition to kindergarten, and family-centered practice. We have shifted to the online workshop structure, which is called Learning Explorations. And that you'll find also on our homepage. We have a number of publications, and anyone can sign into the MailChimp. So there are weekly news that let us know about the virtual events and upcoming workshops that are free to join by anyone. And there are monthly and quarterly newsletters. But there's a bunch of books that are very popular with the families in the PDF format that could be found in the resources. The projects are identified and based on the needs of families, and they've been tested, and we continue to work on those. Most popular ones are Find Support BC and My Booklet BC. I will quickly take you for a minute to the website and show you, sorry, the wrong one. There we go. So see right here, you can join any of this, and you can click on any of the resources and it'll take you directly to say My Booklet BC, which will tell you how to create a free account. It'll go to, you can go to FAQs or check the samples and see if it's something your family member would like to do. So that's just one. Please take some time to check out the resources that works for not just our kids with special needs, but also with our typical kids. This is the information, and that's where you can find our website. You can also find this information at the Nanaimo Early Years website, and thank you for your attention. I will now welcome Blake from VIU, who will tell us about the Registered Education Saving Plans.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Saima. And thanks, everyone, for presenting today. My name is Blake Landry. I work with Vancouver Island University, and my job is the Canada Learning Bond Coordinator. If you're not familiar with the Canada Learning Bond, well, I'll let you know today because it's one of the grants that'll help you get your kids to post-secondary. And this is something I'm super passionate about. You know, cost is always going up with tuition and cost of living. And so I just wanted to share a few little bits of information about some of the grant funding that's out there, so it can help, you know, maybe it's 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the line where your kids will be graduating high school. But it's something we always are talking about, you know, on campus, of course, but also want to make sure that when your kids do get to that time in their life that they are able to access post-secondary. So yeah, we're going to be talking about education savings grants. So we'll dive right in. So I'm just going to jump and let you know just the specific areas that free money is coming from. If you have any other questions about registered education savings plans, also known as RESPs, we've actually been doing some workshops recently. We just ran some with Sandy from Parent Support Services, who you'll hear from in just a little bit. But nevertheless, we're just going to go right into the grants here. So the first one, I want to make sure everyone knows about, and maybe this doesn't apply to everyone here, but maybe you have a friend or a family member who does have kids that this applies to. But the first one is the BC Training and Education Savings Grant. And essentially what that is the BC government will give you $1,200 as long as your child is a BC resident and they're within the ages of 6 and 9 years old. And so this one, I often, you know, tell people it's an urgent thing if you have kids within that range, because the day your child turns 9, they're no longer eligible, and that $1,200 kind of disappears. So that one's a really important one that we want to talk about. The second one is the Canada Learning Bond. I mentioned I'm the Canada Learning Bond Coordinator, and this is kind of the bread and butter for my job, at least. And we want to make sure a lot of people know about this, because this one's basically up to $2,000, sorry, for education savings as well. And that one's dependent on income. So I'll share in just a minute here, just a little bit of information there to show you if you're eligible for that. And the last one is the Canada Education Savings Grant. if you are maybe familiar with, some matching programs that the government does, this is one of them. And essentially what it is if you put $100 aside in your child's education savings plan, they're going to match the funds from 20 to 40% depending on income. And I can show you how that all fits in right here. I'll just leave this up for just a minute and show you, but you see on the left-hand side here is your net family income. And basically, depending where you fall in with that, you can have different amounts of grant funding available. So that Canada Learning Bond, the $2,000 I mentioned is right here. So it's for families with a household net family income below the $49,000 mark. And then over here on the right-hand side, you can see the government matching that's available dollar for dollar. So, right here, if you're in between this income level, you get 30% on money you put in. Now there's some limits and little pieces there too, but just so you know that we just want to make sure you know just some of the options that are out there. And just to mention, if you don't have an RESP already, I'm just going to quickly walk through just kind of what you need to know to kind of get access to these grants. And in some cases, you can do it from home with certain financial institutions. The first one, you're going to need to get your documents together. So you need a social insurance number for yourself and for your child or children, maybe your grandparent who wants to open one. The same thing goes there. And in order to receive the grants that are income tested, so that would be the Canada Learning Bond, the $2,000, and also the additional matching funding, you need to make sure you have taxes filed so the government knows what level of matching you're at as well. The second thing is basically just to register for an RESP. You can do that at your bank, or you can find out how to do that online. I can show you a couple websites that can help with that in a minute here. Then what you're going to want to do is apply for the grants, and your bank will often do this on your behalf. It's something you're going to want to check on, but most of the time when you sign up, they're aware of the grant funding that's there, and they want to make sure you can get that. The next thing is you're going to want to make sure you actually have received the grant. Sometimes it can take a little bit of time, and some things can come up here or there, but you just want to make sure you're looking back to see the timeline of that, of when you're receiving the money. And the last piece here is just plan and dream is what we'll call it. But there's studies out there that really show the impact of what talking about career aspirations and post-secondary education looks like for your children, even from a young age. And it has a lot of correlation between their graduation rates, their enrollment rates, and all sorts of other things like that. So I often try to share that information as well, because having those conversations, you might not realize all the time, but even from a young age, it really makes a difference in the future lives for your children. So if you complete those steps, you're all set. You have some free money there. Like I said, my job and our role with VIU is we want to make sure we're getting this information out in the community. So if you have any questions, my contact information will be here, and Amber has it on the website. It's also posted in the chat too. I'm always happy to chat about this stuff if you have any questions. And what I wanted to just leave you all with here is just, I guess, in the sense of when should we get started? Well, I just wanted to give you a snapshot. If you are able to, say, put just $15 a month aside for your child from the day that they're born, if you like here on the left, versus maybe you start a bit later in life, you can just see the impact and difference that this has here. If you start really early, you can pretty much, if they end up coming to VIU or go to another university, this is actually probably going to cover a year of tuition just in that $15 a month throughout those years. So start early. Have conversations with your kids, and please let me know if there's anything that any questions you have or any information that I can provide you to help you with that process. So with that in mind, I'm actually going to pass things over now to Clover from the Boys and Girls Club.
Hi, everyone. How are you today? I hope everybody's doing well in this beautiful day that I think is a bonus day for weather. I'm also going to share my screen and show you a little bit about Boys and Girls Club. So I right now am the supervisor of Bright Adventures Daycare at the 5th Street Club. And Boys and Girls Club has been running since 1971. This year is our 50th year. We use the early childhood programs, all use the BC Early Learning Framework as their guide for their programs that they run. Our mission and our vision promotes value, belonging, respect, and encourages working together and speaking out. At Boys and Girls Club, we have supports for all ages and stages. We have 0 to parenting with daycare for children 0 to 12 and support groups for parents. A lot of our programs are running virtually, but we also have some programs that are meeting in person. Here are some of our programs, virtual programs that we have that can be accessed. Purple-Gozilla's is for girls 9 to 12. Parenting Without Struggles is a good one on Thursdays. Gen Q for teens, Flex Your Head, and Parents Together. Our early childhood programs all have licensed early childhood educators, and our out of school care have trained leaders that provide fun and educational activities. We have our core programming areas. So all of our programs try to have at least a taste of all of these areas. Physical literacy and nutrition provides children with cooking games, healthy snacks, fun games that we do the Blue Jays baseball program to help them with outdoor experiences. Blue Jays right now is also running virtually in many areas. Nature, forest and beaches are always an essential part of our programs. And right now with COVID, we try to be outside as much as possible. Social and life skills will last them a lifetime. Educational opportunities and supports with science and nature, reading, we encourage learning to grow the children's own imagination using their early childhood framework. Financial literacy and creative arts, from counting rocks to matching socks. We start the seeds of learning of math. Clay, painting, gluing, cutting are some of the examples of what we provide for the children to explore in the world of art. Culture, we learn about the peoples around the world and in our communities to expand our knowledge and on traditions, beliefs, and culture, as well as leadership and entrepreneurship. We have the older kids leading activities for younger kids, and we facilitate leaderships in all the age groups. Going out on neighborhood walks and field trips into the community provides opportunities to learn and grow and learn about our people in the community. COVID has given us many challenges, but with our enhanced cleaning and health checks, we're able to provide safe daycare in Ladysmith, Chase River, Nanaimo, and with our outer school care in Ladysmith, Chase River, Nanaimo, Lanceville, and Comox. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope that you will check out our website at Boys and Girls Club of Canada or Boys and Girls Club of Central Vancouver Island and at the Nanaimo Early Years Association. And I will hand it over to Sandy at Parent Support Services.
Hi, sorry about that. I had a little bit of trouble trying to, I think somebody was trying to unmute me and I was trying to unmute me. So I'm unmuted and I'm going to try really hard to be quick because I know we're almost out of time. So thank you so much. I just want to tell you a little bit about Parent Support Services. We're a province-wide nonprofit supporting families in BC since 1974. As a parent of grown children, I know that parenting is not only one of the most rewarding jobs, it can also be one of the most challenging. It can be tough sometimes. Parents put a lot of pressure on themselves, wondering if we're getting it right. We support families by offering self-help peer support style groups for parents and others in a parenting role. Parents who have participated in our groups say that they feel understood, heard, less isolated, and empowered to parent. They also say they feel less stressed about parenting and believe their relationship with their children has improved. Since the pandemic, like almost everybody else you've heard from today, these groups and other services are offered online. And one of the things that we hear more often, well, I guess in the last year, is how much parents value the chance to connect with other parents and know that they're not alone. It's been so tough going through this pandemic. We have a toll-free parent support line that's open to parents across the province. And our groups are offered on Zoom. On Vancouver Island, if your children are under 12, there's a group that meets on Wednesday evening at 8:30 in the evening. I think I said that. And if you're raising a teen, there's a group that meets on Thursday evenings at 7:30. We've also been offering virtual parenting book clubs, and our next book club will be starting in April. And the book we've selected is The Whole Brain Child, 12 Revolutionary Strategies to Nurture Your Child's Developing Brain. We've had some really good experience with this book. What parents have told us is just how valuable it's been to understand the current science around how children's brains are developing, how the upstairs and downstairs brains work together and in relation to the right and left side of the brain, and to know that our brains are basically under construction from the time we're in utero until we're in our early 20s. And so my contact information is posted, and you're welcome to reach out to me or visit our website. And I need to stop now and say thank you for being here. And Amber, over to you.
Right on. Well, we can wrap it up now, guys. Thank you so much to all the presenters that presented today. And thank you for all the families that joined. There was such a vast amount of information over the past hour that we got about all the free resources and services that are available during COVID. As the presenters said, all the information that you've heard today, as well as a recording of this fair actually, will be found on our website. So you can check out that website. On that website, we also have all the information about our fairs and our last fair. Unfortunately, we are wrapping up the fairs this year, and our last fair will be April 7th. So Wednesday, 12:30 to 1:30. So that fair is going to have a lot of new speakers in it. I hope that you can all attend. If you would like to register, please connect with me, and I will send you the link. So I invite you to take the time to look at the website for all those resources. And we hope that you found lots of useful information today. We have a short 9-question survey. It will take you less than 5 minutes to do. And if you fill out that survey, all the participants here today will be mailed a $10 grocery gift card. So that survey closes a week from today. So please fill out the survey before then. In order to get the link for the survey, you will need to send me an email that says you attended this fair. I will then email you back the survey link, which once completed will get you that $10 grocery gift card, as well as the information about all the speakers that spoke today, just in case you need to get a hold of them, and information about our final fair on April 7th. So at this time, we're going to say goodbye. I am going to share my screen, and my contact information will pop up so that you can email me. You can take a picture of it with your phone or a screenshot, and I'll leave it up for the next 5 minutes. So on behalf of my team and I, we would like to thank you so much for attending this fair. We hope that you got lots of useful information, and we hope to see you at our last and final fair on April 7th. Thank you so much.